Alright, hopefully you don't hear the kids downstairs, so I'm turn the mic a little down. Alright, so that should be good. So, what up? How you guys doing? My name is Nestor, and welcome back to another episode of Next Rate Tech. Today we're going to be talking about is 5G. Basically what 5G is, what types of 5G is there, and essentially why 5G should matter and why should it be important. So for starters, what 5G is. So 5G, in sense, what 5G is in the name 5G is the name for fifth generation. So what essentially what 4G was fourth generation. Now we're on the fifth generation of 5G. Basically what that means for you is new towers, new service, better signal, more happy people getting connected and have everything downloaded to them a little quicker and a little faster. It's not always just about downloading speeds, it's more of the aspects of what you can do with it. For example, what 5G is supposed to do, I play a lot of video games, so what that's going to help for other people, maybe who do play a lot of video games, is that low latency. Low latency is essentially how long it takes for something to come in and how long it should take for something to come out and to receive it. Three types of 5Gs, or the three major types of 5Gs, is number one, it's low band, which is 600 megahertz. Yeah, so yep. So for low band is below 600 megahertz. Basically what that means, it is the most strongest in signal, but the weakest in download speeds. So, I mean, it's still going to be a lot faster than 4G LTE, which is the previous type of generation we had in 5G, which is still going to be a bit better for you and I. In terms of getting signal, we're going to get signal hopefully a lot better. It's more for your rural regions, like your middle and nowhere regions. Not to offend anyone, but it's just, yeah, in the middle of nowhere where there's not much signal and there's not much connectivity. The next type of level of 5G, which is your mid-band 5G. So mid-band 5G is essentially anything that is your general day-to-day population. So you're not your city, but more of like your little, coliseums. Nope, not coliseum. What is that word? More like neighborhood areas. Let's put it that way. I cannot think of the word. If you can think of the word, let me know. Um, Cul-de-sacs. There we go. So it's more for your cul-de-sacs and your neighborhood areas. Basically, it's not that heavily dense populated, but more of your every day-to-day situations. Like maybe going to a quick grocery store, types like that. That's where mid-band 5G kind of comes in handy. Relieves more of that pressure and waves, and doesn't congest the network as per se. So essentially, the best way to think about it is, let's say you're on a highway. There's multiple lanes on the highways. Same thing with your phone. It's the same process of work, first in, first out type of situation. Once it gets very trafficy, it's gonna slow down. Same thing as the highway. You're gonna slow down once you're in traffic. So I mean that's what 5G is supposed to do, is make things go a lot quicker, adding more lanes and making your experience a lot more better and make your download speeds a lot more faster. One of 5G is, which is the most, I guess, is the most important depending on where you live. It's really meant for your dense populated areas like a New York City type of area or your concert areas. That's where they typically put like your high band speeds. For your high band speeds, that's gonna be your where you're seeing your crazy download speeds, like your gigabit connection, 2 gigabits, 3 gigabits, even 10 gigabytes, depending on the location you're at. What that does is your latency goes from maybe 10 milliseconds. I don't know, 10 milliseconds. It sounds really quick already to down to 1 millisecond. So it's just like instant. It's there and it's done and it's ready for you at when you need it. Um, why these things are important is, one is to get more connectivity to everyone who don't have connectivity areas. I know for some people they could be in the middle of nowhere and you're not getting service, which is also a concern because you always want service everywhere you go in case of emergencies. And also, as more and more people start using towers and more people start getting connected, it's going to start congesting towers as they use. So you want to start companies want to start getting into 5G, for example, like Verizon, at&t, and T-Mobile. They're all starting to get into 5G. The big difference is, I'm not sure why, but with Verizon and at&t, their 5G is mixing with 4G towers still. So essentially, if everyone is combining and clashing together, it's not going to really be an effective 5G experience. Same thing with at&t. They're still running on the same towers as everyone else's. In terms of Verizon, they're doing it's kind of the same thing. With T-Mobile, what they're trying to do differently is acquire a lot of towers. That way they can designate all the new 5G users into that pool and make all the 4G users into a separate pool. That way they're not clashing together. It's not like people are going to an easy pass lane for 5G and someone from the 4G lane just merges in there. It's not. It's going to be two separate towers, so two separate lanes. So that's good on our end in terms of connectivity. What this is going to do also for most carriers is at the end, they're going to start making it. Hopefully, I know T-Mobile is thinking about doing this and going to start doing this. I know maybe in some of your areas might have it is their own home internet, as we discussed earlier in other videos. Their home internet is probably going to be their next kind of attack area in terms of carrier. The second thing is going to be that if you're thinking about phones you're getting, Apple has now their 5G devices, which is only on the 12s. Samsung's been doing 5G devices since the S10 series. You have to look for a 5G edition of it if you're getting an S10. And now they're S20s. LG has their 5G devices now with the LG Wing and the LG Velvet. That's another 5G phone along with their V60. They just keep in mind with some devices you gotta make sure if you want to take advantage of the millimeter waves is that they have a millimeter wave in their connectivity or a sub-6 if you're in a sub-6 area. That's what's going to determine what type of 5G access you're going to get. Another thing we can do real quick is kind of compare and contrast everyone's kind of coverage real quick. So at least with AT&T's coverage up here, anything, whoops, ooh, where are you going? All right, AT&T, you're not looking good on the website. I'm trying to scroll and you're not letting me. Kind of go through your map, see if there's any 5G available in that area. At least for AT&T, anything in the light blue, teal blue, that is what they speculate as 5G. It's kind of hard to test that because you obviously you're not going to go to every location to test that 5G experience. Just kind of keep a lookout, see if 5G is in your area. Keep in mind you are going to be using the same towers as 4G LTE, so both of you guys are going to be clashing for the same connectivity as well. Same thing goes with Verizon. If it lets me do a coverage map real quick. So Verizon coverage map, see how it's a little smaller. It says nationwide 5G. That is very small for nationwide 5G. Any 5G ultra wideband, that's basically your millimeter wave towers. And there's not that many out in the about, and there's a lot less 5G in the area. So kind of keep that in mind when you're deciding carriers and you're deciding which network should be your better 5G experience. Like I said, 5G, it is a great thing. We're all not going to start using it yet. Just kind of keep that in mind in the back of your head. If you are going to get a 5G phone, please get a carrier that's going to be using 5G service effectively. That way you get the best experience and you're getting your money's worth out of the service and out of your phone. Because if not, if you're using only 4G LTE, it's going to act like a 4G LTE phone. There's no point in you upgrading. It's like you going from iPhone 8 to iPhone 10. They're the exact same phones, just 4G LTE and a little more upgraded. Last thing is T-Mobile's coverage map. Very simplistic how they have it laid out. I mean, they're just speculating it's all of this right here. And they also do a side-by-side comparison with Verizon's coverage map, which is basically the same thing as we saw with their map right here. This is their 5G location, and let's see if it's more accurate than I think. And yeah, it looks like it's pretty accurate in terms of their 5G connectivity. Like I said, it's not that much you're getting out of it. That's probably the two main competitors, at least with 5G. It is going to be, right now, at least in the moment, I'm going to be honest, AT&T's services are going downhill. You might be seeing that or noticing that in your area. Think about switching services. But in terms of 5G, how 5G is, either Verizon is going to be a better bet for 5G. At least for right now, if you're in those locations, please check your area. And T-Mobile, again, please check your area. Make sure 5G is available in that area. Ask a friend, see if they have it. Even ask the associate if you go to a store. Have them pull up the coverage map and let them show you where 5G is and where 5G isn't. That being said, just kind of recap what 5G is. Low band, mid band, high band. Low band for your for hard to reach areas that you probably never get signals, or very foresty areas. I know in my location we have one section, no one ever gets services. Now with this, we are start seeing service more and more, and that is with T-Mobile side. Verizon doesn't really have that effect in the area. I know a couple people in that area that does not have service yet, even though it does have 5G. And AT&T is more of the question. They don't have service at all over there. Phones, don't forget about phones. iPhones, Samsungs, LGs, those are your 5G devices that are available right now. Always just ask around, see what is probably better for you at the end of the day. And lastly, yeah, 5G is just gonna be something. Here you go, our new fifth generation of cell towers and cell service. Um, Kind of an update. We're gonna probably talk about probably be a quick video on T-Mobile's what they're trying to do with their home internet, and as well as I just got a new TV, so hopefully we'll make a quick video on a new TV. But with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all want me to talk about. I'll try to I try to make these simplistic as possible. Sometimes it doesn't go the way I want it to go. Kind of mumbling here, rambling. Um, with that being said, thank you for tuning in. And as always, if you're having a bad day, tomorrow's always a better one. Catch you guys in the next one.